Hello and welcome to Kump. Hello, Lucie.
Hello.
It's good to be back. We're on the new schedule. I mean, this is not the new schedule. I think we're looking at Mondays or Tuesdays coming out. It's been look. We've had a wild spring, and we've kept the show going. But we have some different. We're gonna have a different timetable for episodes.
Yeah, we need to keep the weekends free.
Well, don't tell them. I don't want them to know what we do over our weekends. I'm in a butcher shop on weekends.
That's true.
I'm cutting up bratwurst for the big summer 4th of July soirees. And then they don't invite me to because I'm a working class pig. I'm just a meat jockey to them.
That's true. People are really mean to Ray around this time of year.
The rich, they just throw coins at me and tell me to cut them inches of meat. 6 inches of bratwurst. How's that even work? I'm not a really good butcher. A lot of changes going on in our universe. We've had some we procured some new stuff.
Oh yeah, we've got some new trinkets.
I mean, I don't want to brag about what we're doing with this Patreon money, but we bought a garbage can.
It's very nice. Well, you bought the garbage can.
I did buy the garbage can.
Yeah.
You wanted to go halves now, and I felt like you had earned, as my girlfriend, over this pandemic, a nice treat. So I went on Target and I ordered a nice. See, we had one of those garbage cans you buy at the bodega. It's
disgusting.
Not bodega. What do we call those? Dollar stores.
Dollar stores. Yeah.
The place where you can buy a pregnancy test and a new arm, all in one stop, but also a garbage can. And we just didn't feel like classy people.
Yeah, I didn't realize that a garbage can could make you depressed. But looking at that garbage can that you bought, I feel happier.
Yeah, it's got a pedal, so you don't have to lift it, and because I think we threw out the lid early on in our own in the cycle of that garbage can, so it had no lid, so we're just looking at our garbage, our old chicken bones, and empty containers of brie, cheese. Just melting together. Really makes you question your role in life. Because now we have a nice new silver garbage can. I should have brought it onto the show. I should have brought it into the studio so I could show everyone the new, or whatever. These are the things we're buying together.
Yeah.
That, it's our hearth. Is that the word? A hearth?
Yeah. It hasn't been christened yet. I don't think have we taken the garbage out of that garbage can?
What?
Have we taken the garbage out of that garbage can?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I just
more than a week and a half ago. What do you mean?
Maybe I haven't taken the garbage out of it.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But you thought you didn't realize I was taking the garbage out for the past week and a half?
I didn't realize. I thought this garbage can can just take a lot of abuse.
There's not abuse. You put garbage in a garbage can.
I think that's abusive.
The whole reason we bought this garbage can initially was because we were sick of taking the garbage out more than once a day almost, it seemed like.
Right.
And so we started to get a bigger garbage can. But it's not much bigger. That's the thing you realize. You can't find big garbage. It's either, a big thing you put leaves into. I want just something where I can 3 days worth of garbage. I would love that. It would smell up the apartment. But I'm used to it. I'm used to smells. I worked on a morgue. In a butcher shop. Yeah. I can take having rotting chicken bones and brie wafting. But you thought that this garbage can, which is barely bigger than the old one, is just nicer. You thought we just were like, it was just, did you think it was an incinerator? Did you think it had like a trash compactor inside?
I was just like, when I close it, because before the garbage cans that we had before, they don't have lids.
Right.
Or the lids quickly got lost.
Yeah, I just explained that. So
you've got to look at the garbage. But this one, when you close it, it just disappears. You don't even have to look at it anymore.
Right now, it can't close. It's overloaded with garbage already. I don't know where you're getting these ideas from. You're living in a fantasy land. It's a princess who doesn't take out garbage.
Look, I'll do many cleaning tasks. I just hate. For some reason, I don't like leaving the apartment to clean. Like it's like I don't like the idea of taking the garbage out. I don't like the.
We have a room.
I don't like
doors. It's all you have to do is walk 2 doors down. There's a garbage room.
I know. I think it's just the act of leaving that I don't like. Like it's weird. I admit it's weird psychologically.
Sure.
But it's like.
Do you think if you leave the apartment when you come back, I'll be dead? I'll have been murdered or overdosed on some drug you didn't know I was doing.
I have many strange nightmares of you being murdered.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's been a thing throughout my entire life. I'm afraid of people getting
You've been
murdered.
dreaming your entire life about me being murdered? We've only met like 4 years ago? 5?
I wouldn't say I've been dreaming about it.
Was I the man from your dreams who was just butchered? The fat man, the fat man who's butchered every night in your dreams, and you finally meet him. You knew I was the one. How was I killed in your dreams?
I just don't like the idea of for some reason I think if I'm there, the person next to me won't get murdered.
No, I understand. We're going to talk. I want to know about who was murdering me in your dreams.
Just some guy.
Some guy.
Yeah.
Is it some other guy you're fucking? Is that what's going on? Are you arranging it? It's like Shawshank Redemption. I'm just getting set up here.
No, I think a random man, like it's probably insulting to you, honestly,
Sure.
because I just think of whenever I think of the murderer who will kill the men in my life, he's just sort of a guy. Like he's not particularly threatening. Like I think I could beat him up if I was there.
So some nobody who's a 110-pound woman, whatever you are, that you could beat up with your bare hands. But how does he kill me?
Just with a thing, with a knife, he never has a gun. Just his fists. I'm beaten to death by a 90-pound weakling. This is bizarre. No wonder you won't take the garbage out. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I don't know what to do with that information. When I ask you, did you have nice dreams? You always say yes. Now I'm realizing that's you enjoy. You're laughing at me in your dreams. You're laughing at this fat cuck who gets murdered by small men. Awful and cruel. Anyway, yeah, but it's a nice garbage can. We're trying to, buy nice new things, not like expensive things, but we just take everything out of the garbage. We've documented that over time, how a lot of our stuff comes out of the garbage, not the garbage can. They put stuff in the lobby and we take it like rats.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to buy new things. You keep getting on me to get a bookcase.
I think a bookcase would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I've had plenty of books in my life.
Me too, and I just give them away. Because I've never gotten a bookcase.
Mine were stolen. They were auctioned off to a highest bidder in a storage unit. I've told this before, but I had a storage unit, and it was I think it was like a month I didn't pay, and they just immediately seized all my stuff. I would have paid them. Is it like
wait? They seized your stuff? You mean like the price doesn't go up? They just seize your stuff?
Yeah, they auction it off. That's what that show, Auction Wars, or whatever it's called. Is that what it's called? Auction Wars?
Oh, that's interesting.
Or Storage Wars? Yeah, Storage Wars, where people fight for useless crap. And who's using my computer that didn't work and my old clarinet and my fucking and my bookcase, a huge bookcase full of books that were in storage, and there were just books I took from the bookstore, stolen probably from the bookstore. Just from the fucking thing outside. Hey, you want a map of Tunisia? It's fucking $5. You have to go inside and pay for it. Or I'll just take it. I'm drunk from Applebee's. I'll take this book.
Yeah, who bids over these things? I
don't know. People who are, rich billionaires are just trying to, take my treasures. Anyway, so I don't really have a lot of books right now. I have I have an iPad, Kindles and stuff. And I read digitally. Who's fucking reading books anymore? But you want a bookcase.
Yeah, I think a bookcase would be nice.
Is this the whole thing where it's if you fucking go to a man's house and he doesn't have books, don't fuck him. Who said that? John Waters say that or something? I
don't know who the fuck said that, but they're an idiot. But they don't. Yeah, no. Kindles exist now. You have to assume people read, even if you don't see books. What if it's 50 copies of Mein Kampf? Do you fuck them?
That would be great. It's just different editions of I collect Mein Kampfs. I don't like Hitler.
Yeah,
it's history.
He said if there's books. He never said if they were all Mein Kampf. Right. I couldn't fuck him.
I picture you talking to something like your girlfriend, like, oh yeah, like he was a reader. He had 50 Mein Kampfs. Like when they get mad at you, you're like, you told me to fuck a reader. I never read mine. Have you read Mein Kampf?
I mean, I think I read part of it at some point, the way you're supposed to read it, which is shamefully and not in public. Like, right? Like, it's like...
What?
No. It's like, you're not supposed to read Mein...
Wait. Are you? Did you think I was asking if you were like going into the town square and reading Mein Kampf to people?
I'm like Belle in the beginning of Beauty and the Beast.
What do you mean in public? Why would you read it in public?
It's where she meets Prince Charming.
My struggle. What do you mean? You mean like reading it in a coffee shop?
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to read Mein Kampf in a coffee shop. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying you don't have the right to read Mein Kampf in a coffee shop. Of course you have the right to read it in a coffee. I just think you should read it for free online if you want to read it at all.
Who's giving it away for free online? Is this like you go into like alt-right websites or whatever, or Nazi websites?
Look, if someone owns...
It's like the church, like when they give you a copy of Dianetics, trying to get you into the Church of Scientology. They gave me a free Mein Kampf.
I'm going to assume that nobody wants to own the rights to Mein Kampf, but I might be wrong.
I think Hitler owns the rights, doesn't he?
Hitler's dead. He can't own the rights.
No, but I mean, like, whoever, like, he has heirs. Don't they get the rights to Mein Kampf?
They can't.
Why?
It has to be part of German reparations that Hitler's family does not get the rights to Mein Kampf.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's some, what is it, the Son of Sam law they passed, like, back in the 80s or 70s? Because the Son of Sam wanted to write a book. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
The Son of Sam was a killer in New York City in 76. And he wrote a book, I think. And then they wanted to publish it. And they're like, no, you can't. And they stopped. But they had the right, like, that was in 76. I think, that law didn't exist when Hitler wrote his book. So I think he actually gets to keep it. Which is like, how many copies of Mein Kampf are they selling?
How many people did Son of Sam kill? What's it said?
10, 15, I guess. I don't know. What's your point? Less than 6 million?
Less than 6 million.
Yeah, probably. I mean, all right, but I mean, do you really think they look? So this is 1945, maybe 46 by the time they're doing this,
right?
And like Germany is just in rubble. The Soviets fucking tore through Berlin. Allegedly raping a lot of women. I mean, but a lot of them got raped in Leningrad and Stalingrad, so it's like it's very murky.
A lot of women who got raped during war also. It's just like the enemy of the country clocked it as a rape. It doesn't mean that all of them were rapes. Like it's like
hot take.
No. This is actually a thing. I forget who this bitch was who pointed this out, but she seemed pretty smart. But it's like, I was like the idea of like. So rape as a weapon of war is a real thing.
Sure.
Right? Like that's a real thing. It's fucking harrowing. It's terrible. But there's also women who just fuck during wartime. And those women get clocked as rapes. Like,
well look, during occupations. But I think I think there was just a lot of like as they took Berlin. I'm not talking about like the French girls who were fucking
SS. This probably isn't the hill I wanted to die on. But
I'm not talking about French girls who were fucking SS officers because they look kind of look. I mean, they're lonely. They're boyfriends in the resistance. What are they supposed to do? Not fuck a French an SS guy? I don't know. I'm not going to judge people. I was never in Nazi occupied France, Vichy France, but I think the thing with the Soviets was more that just as they were destroying Berlin and like storming in. Kind of like in Game of Thrones. At the end of Game of Thrones, just a lot of like, hey, you get over here. Let's, rape. Which, again, maybe overstated. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not blaming this. I mean, I do blame this. There's never a good reason to rape. I'm not saying you should, but like, you can kind of, in the context of World War II, I mean, like 1 million people died in the siege of Leningrad. And Stalingrad was like basically like Terminator 2, but in the future part, without robots. So I mean, like, and there's a lot of rape going on. So I'm just saying, like, Did
you ever see Fury? The movie Fury?
Which one was that again?
It's a tank movie. Brad Pitt's in it.
No, is that good?
It's about the tank. It's actually pretty good. But there's a scene like that that's kind of cool where it's they're
Does he fuck a Nazi and then say it was rape?
He fucks his Nazi broad. No, it's like they're like occupying something, right? And there's like a woman who's they're clearly like they're getting food from these women. They're kind of looking at them like, you're pieces of shit, you're eating our food. But then like Brad Pitt is also pretty cute. So it's like one of the women wants to fuck him. You're not going to let the woman fuck Brad Pitt just because he's from another country? It's like, there's like a...
Right.
If it wasn't Brad Pitt, then it would be a different vibe.
So how far below Brad Pitt does it have to be? Can it be Griffin Dunn? I don't know if people get that reference. He was in a lot of 80s movies. Remember After Hours? I don't know. Can it be Crispin Glover?
Crispin Glover. Yeah, I think if it was Crispin Glover, it would be a rape scene.
What if it was Martin Starr from Freaks and Geeks in Silicon Valley and other things? You like Martin Starr.
Well, for me, that wouldn't be a rape, but maybe for some women. Like, it's like, it depends. It depends.
So is this part of your rape theory that, attractive men?
Look, I think attractive men... here's the problem with attractive men.
Yeah.
Attractive men could totally be serial rapists.
Sure.
But they also have sex more easily.
That makes them more evil, probably.
Yeah.
Because they can do it so easily that it's only that.
Right.
Because people say, like, I don't know, is this a feminist thing now? I don't know. Because, like, for a long time, people were, like, trying to make the case to you in, like, school. Like, as you got older. Like, you learn about rape whenever. I don't remember the first time I realized what rape was. And then at some point, teachers start going, rape isn't about sex. And I get what you're going for here, but it kind of is. Right?
Right.
It's kind of about...
yeah, you're just making the victim feel shitty. Yeah. Like, no, you're just making the victim feel shitty. Like, it's the only thing, like one of the things about getting raped as a fucking kid or whatever is it puts you in touch with your carnal knowledge before you're ready for it.
Sure.
That's one of the things that's the cruel about it.
Right. But also just like any kind of rape.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of about sex. I mean, it's sex that you don't want.
No, I've made this point to people before and they're just like, what? Like, it's like, no.
Which point? My point?
No, this idea that it's like rape can be both wrong and about sex.
Yeah.
Is something that people don't want to hear for some reason.
I don't understand. Like, it's sex you don't want. It's like, how is it like, no, but it's not, it's about control. But it's like, I mean, but the guy, is the guy just like, is he, look, I get there's elements of this, but sometimes the guy just rapes you in an alley.
Yeah.
I mean, and he leaves you. It's like, he's not controlling. I mean, if he took you, if it made you as Harley Quinn, like in Batman, like the Joker, that's about control.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, creating Harley Quinn is about control.
Yeah. Rape's about rape. How about we just say that?
Rape's about rape.
I don't know. I mean, maybe this was always said.
And as we've said many times on this show, what's your catchphrase?
I'm not a rapist.
Rape is the wrong hole.
Oh, rape is always the wrong hole.
Rape is always the wrong hole.
Thank you. I forgot about that. That's a good pull.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know how we got onto this, but we were talking about
a wholesome bookcase.
We were talking about the wholesome subject of Mein Kampf.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, it's. I wonder who is getting the proceeds then.
Oh, who's getting paid?
Is there just some guy out there who's getting Mein Kampf money? I mean, that's even weirder.
No, if there's a guy getting Mein Kampf money, he should be arrested.
Who? Like, I understand it needs to be studied for historical purposes, but like, so it must be being published.
Yeah.
But it's like, is Penguin publishing it? Like, what? I'm just saying, if Hitler's descendants can't get it, why is does all the money have to go to like the Jewish Defamation League or something?
Well, isn't Mein Kampf one of those things that it's just on Gutenberg Press or something?
Yeah, but people still publish those books. Like, just because the book's out of a copyright, a book company will still like publish it.
Okay, now I'm actually curious about this.
I'm
gonna ask Google: is Mein Kampf out of print?
No, it's in print. You could buy it at Borders. I've seen it at Borders. Are they gone now? I think they're out of business. Maybe that's why. They keep trying to sell books. They invested in too many copies.
Oh, this is interesting. This tells you something about 2020.
What?
Right here. Because this happened in 2020.
What happened?
And I would assume at no point before that.
In March 2020, Amazon banned sales of new and secondhand copies of Mein Kampf. And several other Nazi publications. I would think Mein Kampf is the main one, though.
I would imagine.
Who's included in several other Nazi publications?
I don't know, the Turner Diaries, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
And like, you know, and probably some Harry Turtledove type guy, but like really hacky and like, I mean, is that the name? The guy who writes all those, like the alternate, like, what if the Nazis won? That guy, someone should look at that guy. Hey, what if the Nazis won? I'm just saying.
That's a Nazi publication.
Yeah. What would happen?
The Man in the High Castle is a Nazi publication.
Yeah, he's just writing, what would have happened if they let Hitler finish the Holocaust? I'm Harry Turtledove. Fucking.
I like that alternate histories involving the Nazis. Like, they all have to be judged by, like, how hard do you think the author was while he was writing this?
And then Hitler took a Zeppelin and bombed the Empire State Building. Also, it's the most hack. I'd rather fucking read I don't know, like a Fabio book. Than a hack shit.
We'll get to
You'll get that later, maybe.
Do you think that the guy who wrote the Turner Diary, like, do you think that the guy?
I'm not even sure what the Turner Diaries is, actually.
I kind of know what it is. I haven't read it.
It's something they always like quote as a racist thing, right? I'm sure it is. I'm just
no. It's a classic racist thing. But but do you think that the guy who wrote the Turner Diaries really thought he was writing Mein Kampf? Because if so, he's a little bitch.
Yeah. I mean, look, I guess anyone doesn't kill 6 million. Anyone. I mean, like, I'm not trying to advocate to kill 6 million. No, like, that's what Hitler did. There could be other things in the future that would be bad too. Doesn't always be, against Jews.
Just the idea that if he thought he was right, that just makes it an extra level of stupidity. If he's like, this is going to be my Mein Kampf.
Well, you never know. Look, I mean, you can't tell people to follow their dreams and fucking just keep going. Like Louis C.K. Louis C.K. didn't make it till he was 40 years old. Keep trying, keep working, get your 10,000 hours in. So, like, at the end of the day, how does he know after he gets his 10,000 hours that he's not like the next Hitler? It's like, I mean, I'm not saying we don't condemn him, but don't condemn the effort. Don't condemn the fact that he tried.
Hitler was a big Malcolm Gladwell fan.
Do you think he made people get 10,000 hours? This is going the wrong way.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
You mean the prisoners? I think that's more of a Mao thing.
What? Oh, like what?
Get your 10,000 hours in.
Was it like a cultural revolution? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Like working in the slave camp or something?
I don't know.
Kicking rocks with a hammer?
Or Mussolini? Isn't that what Mussolini was all about?
Oh, the work will set you free or something?
The work will set you free.
We're talking about a lot of bad people.
We know about a lot of dictators. My high school friends once got into a fight about this, about reading Mein Kampf.
Really?
Yeah, because
you were reading Mein Kampf and they wanted you to stop, and you fought them.
They were like, "You're reading too much Mein Kampf." It's like, I don't think I'm reading enough Mein Kampf.
You had some girl had like a fucking car accident. You went to the hospital and you're just sitting there with her reading Mein Kampf to her. I don't know why that would happen.
Yeah.
That was tell me, go on. I didn't cut you off.
So somebody was like, I got this in the middle of the argument. Like, I caught it in the middle of the argument. Was like, would you be okay with someone reading Mein Kampf on a plane? It's like, I'm like, now we're in kind of like green eggs and ham territory.
Yeah, I mean,
I would never read Mein Kampf on a plane. I would not read it on a train. Like, I would not read it anywhere public. Like,
well, look, what's the fucking difference? It's like, what? Why did they see someone reading Mein Kampf on a plane? They'll get mad.
This is the idea, which I think I would also if I saw someone reading Mein Kampf on a plane. Not enough to challenge them to a duel.
What do you think? They're sitting there in a plane and like, oh, that's good. And they're going to fucking start the fucking, the furnaces? They're on a plane.
Right.
This is the least likely place you are to be where you could effectively start a Holocaust is a plane.
That's true. That's true. I guess. But also.
Quote me on that. Unless you're like fucking flying the Enola Gay, and then maybe, yeah. That's the plane that dropped the atomic bomb.
Unless this is some kind of super terrorist who just needs to be convinced, right? he finishes Mein Kampf and he's like, well, I'm sold. And then
and like he was like up until now he was too busy. But like, I have this long flight. Maybe I'll catch up on Mein Kampf. Is that what you think?
What? Oh yeah, like totally. Like he finishes Mein Kampf. He's like, good point, Hitler. He takes over the plane. He crashes it into a nuclear site. You could start a Holocaust that way.
So this guy hadn't read Mein Kampf, but he knew where all the nuclear sites were. And then Floyd playing. Like, it's very, very prepared to be swayed.
Yeah.
This fucking very unique skill set, combination of skills. A man who knows how to fly and knows where all the nuclear sites are, but what had to be radicalized in midair.
So anyway, then I go back further in the argument as a Facebook argument. And really they were arguing because somebody was complaining that a woman was reading an Ayn Rand book on a plane. And then
what?
The other person...
Which Ayn Rand book?
Atlas Shrugged.
I've read Atlas Shrugged.
I haven't read it, but I have read The Fountainhead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your friend was mad that someone was reading Atlas Shrugged.
I may have read it on a plane.
This is the problem. This is the problem with all you liberals. You liberals, and it's like you look, ban Mein Kampf and then ban Atlas Shrugged. Look, it's a joke. Look, it's a kind of a good book. It's not great. I mean, the sex scenes are really clunky, in my opinion. And there's a lot of them. I feel like there's a lot of like weird sex scenes in Atlas Shrugged. But just don't like you can't wipe out libertarianism. It's like, people are gonna want to feel good about whatever. Like they're having a plot of land and being fucking an anarchist or whatever. You can't just what do you want? You want me to read some fucking the Little Red Book? Some fucking communist shit?
Right.
Just let people read. What are these people like? Yeah, I don't like Nazis. I don't like fucking. But like Atlas Shrugged is not a Nazi thing. The
thing about Ayn Rand is I don't think she's. Look, I can understand why someone would assume she was a murderer, but I don't think that anyone has ever confirmed a kill by
Why
Ayn
would you
Rand.
assume she's a murderer?
She has murderer eyes.
She's a creep. She's a weird creep. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
Even Murray Rothbard didn't like her. He's like, what's this horse? She ran like a fucking bullshit cult on the Upper West Side or whatever.
Right.
But
she would only hang out with people who smoked. She was a scene kid. Basically, Ayn Rand was a scene kid.
Yeah. Well, she also she had these weird men who would fuck her. She was like the Demi Moore before Demi Moore. She would like fuck younger guys, like these apprentices or whatever. She was like she should be a role model for little girls.
She is to some extent, just in the sense that she got what she gets what she wants.
Yeah.
But I also think she has a shark-like face that I don't trust.
All right, but I mean, what should be done to someone reading Atlas Shrugged on a plane?
Nothing.
Good. We'll move on.
No, but anyway, so the fight was about he was like, and it of course, these things always devolve, right? Like it goes from should you read Atlas Shrugged on a plane to should you read Mein Kampf on a plane? It's like this is the problem.
You should read. The only thing you shouldn't read on a plane is a self-published book of poems about the children you've raped. That would be weird. That I would take pause. That's worse than Mein Kampf, reading Mein Kampf. I mean, yeah, maybe your self-published poem book about children you raped hasn't led to the Holocaust, but the act of reading that is worse than reading Mein Kampf. And I'll stick to those guns. Yeah.
Moving on. Did you hear about Biden? What's going on with Biden and the Wuhan lab?
Oh yeah, he wants to launch an investigation.
Yeah.
Into whether or not this Wuhan virus. I'm sorry. The fucking coronavirus leaked from the Wuhan lab. Is this what they try to impeach Trump over? I mean,
it's exactly the same thing.
What are we doing here?
There's no difference.
I mean, I've always thought it was a pretty reason. Did it leak from the lab? Good chance. I mean, the lab's right there in Wuhan. I mean, I think we were talking about on a show back over a year ago. Maybe people were selling. Wasn't that one of the theories? People were selling these animals in the wet markets, possibly. Not the fucking doctors. I don't think the fucking epidemiologists were like, how about we just, we're nice to go to Vegas. Or I guess Macau was over there. Is their casino place, right?
Right.
Let's go to Macau for the weekend. I mean, on our salaries, why don't we sell? What we do? We go to these wet markets. And we got these they'll eat these pangolins and bats and shit. Well, they don't know the fucking difference. I don't think that happened.
Right.
But I think maybe a janitor. I don't know. I'm just saying people get whatever. And maybe just fell off a table. It's fine, but I don't now it's like everyone Fauci saying it now. Fauci's like, I'm not convinced. Like, weren't they saying like this is the stupidest thing in the world? This is fucking like this is a conspiracy theory like last year?
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely it's the exact same thing. It's complete hypocrisy.
I mean, this is why people don't you think maybe you always think it's going to be the end of season 4 of The Wire, where like fucking the new mayor, he's fucking is going to shake things up. He's going to solve all the murders. There's a scene where the guy he calls up. It's his first day as mayor, and he calls up the guy, I guess he's head of the public works, and goes, I saw a faulty fire hydrant on my way to work today. I want you to fix it. Sure, give me the address. And he just hangs up the phone. And now this guy's go, oh, now we got to fix all the fire hydrants because we didn't tell us which one. And like, boom, the new mayor, right? And then you fucking think like, and then like, and he's going to do other stuff like that. Trick people like that. And he's going to change Baltimore. And then as soon as next season starts, you realize it all fell apart.
Yeah.
Because he had to take money from the governor, whatever. That's what's happening now. You think, we all thought Biden was like, King Solomon come to life. I mean, I'm exaggerating here. But, like a reasonable, and like, did you have to, like this just like, I mean, why? Why are we doing this now? If this was your whole thing, stick to it. Like, we were all accepted. Yeah, it probably came from the lab. You guys don't want to talk about it. It's fine. You're just giving people ammunition. And, like, for what reason? Are we trying to start a war with China now?
Right.
Are we going to go to war over the coronavirus now? What are we missing here?
Probably not. Like, probably they'll just, like, they'll start up some weapons program that somebody else shut down. Like, it's like. Oh,
that's a good point. You think they're going to fucking sell a new bunker buster missile that could like stop a lab leak? This is a lab leak cruise missile.
Right.
You fire this at a lab, if a little thing goes off. We have these things rigged now with these alerts, and now if there's a leak at the lab, we hit a button, we kill everyone there. I mean, you think that might be. I mean, whatever. This day and age. But I mean, what's the angle here? Like, I mean, is this something that like anyone was asking for? Or is this just to distract you from not getting health care?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. It's like, I don't know what to do. Okay, so let's say like it happened and it was intentional. What would
that's a whole different bag of cats. I mean, that's like,
but,
it's possible.
What do you do then? Like,
well, then you go to war, I guess. I mean, maybe.
Do your own biowarfare? Like, it's like, it's a fucked up time.
I mean, I think, look, here's the thing. I feel like, if it was intentional, look, it hurt us. It hurt the economy. It disrupted things. But I think it would disrupt the economy more to carpet bomb.
Right.
I think that also disrupts economies.
Right.
So it's like if we discovered publicly, like if we made the public discovery that China had done this, I don't know if making our own kind of lethal virus would be the answer. I think we have all these. I mean, I'm not advocating for war, but if that was, and no one's really saying that.
Right.
You're going on that perch.
No, but because I think that's sort of the question that's lingering now.
Well, I think for a lot of people, I think here's the problem. People couldn't, I mean, to be fair to people during the Trump administration, there did seem to be a lot of implication that, if it leaked from the lab, it was intentional. Which, not really leak, whatever. Which is I never thought.
Which isn't necessarily true.
It's not even just necessarily true. It's probably not true. Right. It's more likely, look, the odds of them containing this thing the way they did, which I guess, look, when they had their outbreak in Wuhan, they fucking boarded up people in the houses, and they, I don't know, they forced them to stay. So I get it. They knew they'd be more disposed to just not having an outbreak, and they fucked us up. I just don't see the way it worked out. It's I feel like if you were going to do this, you would just do a better virus. It just doesn't seem like, and you're counting on the fact that we're going to be, and I know China knows that we're stupid in general, but like, it just seems.
I like that. It's like all these people died and we're like, what, that's all you got?
Well, look, that's
all you got?
It's a terrible tragedy, and the scary thing is like, and these could happen again. But if this was your like fucking doomsday paradigm, if this was a fucking supervillain thing, I mean, if Magneto came down and gave everyone the coronavirus, and then like what's the percentage of people who die? Not like a bunch of old people die, and like and people have to go to school, remote learning in school. It wouldn't really be the biggest crossover event in Marvel history, is all I'm saying. So I don't know. I mean, I'm all for new viruses, I guess. I mean, look, if this is just a fucking opening salvo, fine. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So what do you think's gonna happen? People think Fauci's involved, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Fauci's like involved. I just don't like. I didn't like this from the beginning. Like, I just didn't care. I didn't even care if he was guilty of anything. I just don't like scientists like coming out and being like, I'm a hack, like fucking tap dancing for the cameras.
Oh, the goon shit, sure. I mean, look, the whole thing about wear a mask, don't wear a mask. I mean, I gave him credit for the one thing. Like, he's like, don't wear a mask. And it's like, well, and then later on, he's like, I only said that because we don't have any masks. And it was like, look, I mean, you shouldn't lie ever, but fair point.
Right.
We don't have any masks. What do you want this guy to do? This guy's just some fucking, he wants to die, and he got coronavirus. He just wants to be fucking, he's like 80 years old. And if I mean, look, did they force him to do the opening pitch of that ball game and embarrass the country?
Right.
Probably. No, he probably jumped at that because, he's been fucking studying AIDS. He's been studying all sorts of viruses for years. He probably just wanted one time fucking some chick to fuck him for,
Yeah, no,
like for status.
This is what I hate about him. I don't want him throwing pitches. I want him studying AIDS. Go study
He studied AIDS. He was
AIDS boy. Go.
He studied all during the 80s. He watched people die.
During a time of tribulation, I want a big burly man throwing out the first pitch. That's what I want.
So you want fucking John Hamm from Mad Men.
Well, he'd probably suck too.
Yeah.
He's an actor.
So you want baseball player doing it.
I would like
Why don't we just have pitchers do the first pitch?
I would love for pitchers to do the first pitch.
You realize how, I mean, even a real athlete, like not only a real pro athlete, but like a guy who's really athletic who played baseball, it'd be embarrassing to watch him do the first pitch. Like, best case, you hit the glove. It's just, you realize how fast a major league pitcher, I talked to a baseball guy once, a fucking major league player. I knew, it's a long story, but I was drinking with him. We were getting fucking pissed drunk, and I'm asking him all these questions, and we're talking about how hard it, I was asking, what's it like? You're going from you're in high school, you're the top dog, and you're in college, you're the top dog, and you go to the minor leagues, and you're a bad motherfucker, and then you get in the majors, and you're no longer because he wasn't, Lou Gehrig, he was good. He got a couple home runs, in the majors, and this is a guy who was a fucking real guy, and he's like, yeah, but the pitching is the thing that fucking blows you away. That you can't even fathom the timing and the speed and the ferocity that this fucking thing is coming at you. A lot of guys just can't. The whole lives they're elite athletes and they can't do it. And we make Fauci do it. We make Fauci compare himself to one of the hardest things you can do. They say one of the hardest things in all of sports is to hit a major league pitch.
Yeah.
That's how fast these guys throw it.
Right.
And you want Fauci to throw it. And he can't even get it past his own dick. It just seems like something we do as a fucking because we don't even have, we don't want heroes in our country. We don't want anyone to have any dignity.
Right.
This country is about showing you that even if you accomplish great things and you're respected by your peers and you worked on the AIDS crisis and you probably worked on the hantavirus and you fucking did, you helped develop vaccines in the past, you rose these levels, we're gonna make a cuck out of you.
We don't give a shit because you can't pitch. Science boy.
Yeah, fuck you, science boy.
Fuck you, science boy. That's but the thing is, I'm in touch with that part of myself. So when he starts going out being like, I should throw the first pitch. If he had like written an open letter saying like, I'm not going to throw the first pitch. I'm a scientist. This is what I do.
This is clown shit.
Please stop trying to humiliate me by asking me to do something I clearly can't do. Then I would actually respect him.
Yeah. Stop fucking. Why are we embarrassing ourselves?
Right.
I'm a goddamn scientist. But he wants everyone to like. He goes on the Try Guys YouTube page. Those are the guys who eat like everything in the fucking McDonald's.
Yeah.
Make a video about it. They're fun. I mean, I don't watch all their stuff, but when the guy goes and he's like, I eat everything in Arby's, and he's like he's not fucking John Hamm or like who else is charismatic? Someone else. He's not Johnny Carson, I guess. Even though I don't never saw the charm with that guy.
Right.
But like but he's fine. He's doing much better than us. He's got an audience, and he eats Arby's, and he gets sick probably. But this is who Fauci went to. He didn't come to Kump to try to get our listeners to take the vaccine. He went to them to explain to them the vaccine.
Right.
As part of his, campaign. How about, would help people take the vaccine? If you hadn't embarrassed yourself on the mound, I guarantee you that you cost thousands of lives. Because people lost confidence in a man who couldn't even get a ball past his cock.
In a weird way, like people don't take vaccines because there are actually people out there who don't take vaccines because they're like, what, I want my kid to become like Anthony Fauci? why that scumbag, that weak scumbag who can't even throw a pitch?
I mean, I love it. It makes no... he made it. I have to explain to him like a mother, like, no, that man made the vaccine. He's not the product of the vaccine. He's a scientist who developed it. Well, that's the kind of thing he needs. I don't need. Look at him. He can't even. I can throw a ball. I can throw a baseball past my own dick. Maybe he needs a vaccine. Maybe I don't. That's what they're thinking. Again, I'm not making these cases. Don't fucking deplatform me. But these are, you have to preserve. You're right. I was a little soft on Fauci, but you should preserve your dignity. You're right.
Yeah.
Good call.
He should be insulting the Try Guys. Like, no, he should be saying, you don't know anything about science. You guys are idiots.
Yeah, he should go on the Try because he's very nice to them and very, they were like asking, like some of them were asking kind of silly questions in the vein of like, this is what people are saying. And he should have been like, what the fuck are you going to bring his spirit? Like, I mean, look, it's fun. You might not agree, but from his perspective, he should say, you can bring me this horse shit conspiracy? Who the you should be embarrassed. I'm a great man. I'm an esteemed Italian epidemiologist, whatever the fuck he is. Madame Curie, whatever the fuck. You're gonna fuck, he starts spitting on him. He's so fucking mad. He pulls out a fucking hoagie, with a fucking Italian hoagie. He's just, I eat when I'm mad. He's just mashing into his mouth. I do this so I don't fucking have you whacked. Imagine if that was the scene,
right? And
like, you would know. I feel like almost no one would not take the vaccine. Like, this guy, he's gonna fuck around. Yeah,
this is what happens to you when you take vaccines. You get really hard.
Yeah, makes you. They should just fucking put Viagra in the vaccine. They should. They put an Adderall. They should put Viagra, Adderall, and like HGH in it, and just go, look, it's a free dose of HGH. The cycles, you get pumped. You know what HGH is? Human growth hormone.
Right. Oh yeah.
Put some of that fucking Propecia in it. Why not? I mean, why don't they mix up things into the vaccine at this point? Crush up crack into it. Hey, you get a free hit of crack. I mean, I'm not saying every dose should have that, but like, they're probably worried like, hey, these guys who do crack on the streets aren't getting vaccinated. It's a problem because, they're just all intermingling, doing crack together. And it's like, maybe we put crack in. You only have word spread. You got a free dose of crack or a free dose of heroin in the vaccine. Of course they would do it.
Right.
They go around and get testers. It's again from the wire, but they'll hand out testers sometimes, and people go, yeah, the testers. Vaccine, same thing. This is a genius plan.
What people don't understand about the vaccine shit is like, I think one of the most evil things about the vaccine thing, and it's like, and the media has been like preying on this forever now, like where it's like the media will be like, some people are saying, like, before the vaccine was available,
right?
Literally before the government said it's safe to take the vaccine, the media was going like, some people don't want to take the vaccine. It's like they shouldn't want to take the vaccine yet.
Media.
I would not like to take a vaccine that the government hasn't approved.
Right. Hey, you want to try some guy in the street, like some fucking guy from the fucking CDC shows up with a bucket and just like one of those fucking needles, and you pull up the fucking. You want to try this? No. We fucking they bring a pig around and pulling blood out of a pig. Hey, we want to fucking stab you with this, which is not what the vaccine's made of. I understand that, but I mean, these people didn't know. No one approved anything. That's a fair point. And the media the media probably create half of that.
Half the media to me looks like people who are just being like, just people who want to get some bootleg vaccine.
Half the media. You got a great point here. The media probably did a big part to create the not getting vaccinated thing, because the more you talk about, even doctors don't want to get vaccinated. Whoa, now people like, well, that sounds like probably if you never mentioned it, it wouldn't occur to most people. Like, well, everyone's probably gonna get vaccinated. I mean, like except Jenny McCarthy, and then you just kept going. A lot of people might not get vaccinated. Oh, I'm not the only one who's. Maybe I should look into this. Right. And then you fucking don't, and you go and you fucking eat some chicken wings, and you forget. But that seed of doubt's planted.
Nothing will plant a seed of doubt more in me than Joy Behar going like, some people don't want to get vaccinated. I think they're morons personally. Like
who is the View for? Who is this for? Like, who are we? This is the fucking problem. Is like the people we've elected to like be our mouthpieces are like, I mean, how you have to run the gauntlet of being able to tolerate 5 different incredibly annoying women at the same time. What is it? Elizabeth Hasselbeck or whatever version of it there are now, version 8.0, whatever. Oh, it's Meghan McCain, right?
Yeah.
You have to be able to tolerate Meghan McCain, Whoopi Goldberg, who, look, she's had some great moments in her career, but she's not, I'm not really a current Whoopi fan. Right. Who else was on that? Barbara Walters, that pompous fucking, I don't know what the proper.
Oh, Barbara Walters was the worst.
Yeah.
She was the worst one.
Oh, man, you don't have a pap smear. Get your pap smears. Oh, that's kind of fun. Who else is on that stupid show?
Dumb. Oh, Meghan McCain.
Yeah, Meghan McCain. Lucie.
Meghan McCain is the biggest star of the show because she's the most hated. Like, it's like, if she's the star because people hate her.
I'm just saying, like, you get one annoying person, it's bad enough. Like, I'm saying, this country is vaccinated everyone against awful monsters.
Right.
It's like, it's like when you have to like put your hand into a bowl of shit to get the microbes, you get used to it so you can kind of adapt. That's what we are, which is awful hens. These awful hens. It's bad for men.
Right.
I mean, I'm not one of these guys. I'm not an incel, but at a certain point, what are the men supposed to look at? I don't mean physically. Like, who's the... I mean, you got Tucker Carlson, I guess, and you got fucking... Who's the guys? Who's on Fox? You got fucking... Tucker, you got Ben Shapiro. Like, why?
You're saying mostly men just need to look at something.
I'm saying is like you got all these hens.
Because you don't look at things, you read.
I'm an exceptional. I am a broadcaster. I am a net creator of content. Right. I'm just saying, like I'm not like and I read Batman comics. That's where I get my things from Batman. That's what I do. I'm just saying we need a real life Batman. Well, we do have one. I was going to hold this off. Reality is we do have a real life Batman, and this is exciting for me.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned on the Patreon last week, I've been reading a lot of Batman comics. I don't know how long this will last. Maybe forever, maybe a week. But I'm into Batman comics. It's dark, it's fun, and whatever. He's a detective. He's a vigilante. What would you tell me if I told you we have a real life Batman?
I would be really excited.
It's exciting, right? Exciting news, right?
Yeah. I mean, a real life Batman, a lot of people fantasize about a world where Batman exists.
Where he takes the fucking initiative, right? And like, if you're beaten, if you're robbed, if you're raped, not every time, But sometimes maybe Batman shows up and he beats up your rapist or something, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the fantasy?
I mean, look, the fantasy of the noble vigilante is definitely like that's a fantasy that looms large in my mind.
What about 2 vigilantes?
Wow.
2 Batmen.
2.
I don't mean like in different cities. 2 Batmen working together, solving crimes, doing vigilante shit.
2 is better than 1.
There's a story. I read this story. I want to bring this up because this is fucking mind. So this Batman.
These Batmen.
These Batmen. So here's that. This woman so 2 men allegedly beat up woman's accused rapist.
Oh, wow.
So this is a person they knew. They it doesn't really make the point if she was a friend of theirs or not. But 2 men, and then she was raped by this guy, and she makes that known. And these 2 guys go and beat up her rapist.
Do they beat him to death? Do they just beat him up? Like,
I don't think they killed him. I think they beat him very badly.
oh well, that's exactly what Batman does. He beats people badly. He leaves them alive. He leaves them with their life to choose what to do with it.
Right, correct.
And that is, I mean, look, you might not agree with this kind of form of rape justice, but you have to admit that for some people, for some it works. For some, and I would like to applaud those men.
Well, hold on. I didn't finish the headline.
Oh.
Okay, so 2 men allegedly beat up women's accused rapist before killing her.
Wait, what?
so, so apparently, and it's not what you think. It's not like, it's still Batman, kind of, because I'm not tricking you. They didn't just happen to, it wasn't a home invasion where these 2 guys, like, beat up a guy who they thought was her husband, who turned to be a rapist, and then, well, of course, you're going to kill her. No, they beat her up. They beat this guy up because of the rape.
This was rape vengeance.
It seems to have been rape vengeance, but then I believe they were worried that she was going to rat on them. That's the gist of the article I've gotten.
So they murdered her.
Yeah. 25 allegedly shot in the head before her body was dumped at the former Naval Support Activity Building in Bywater, Louisiana. Now authorities believe that the men who were suspected of killing her allegedly did so to silence her after she knew that they allegedly nearly beat to death the man she accused of rape.
Rape vengeance?
I mean, look.
Done.
You think Batman ever, you don't think Batman would do this? You don't think Batman ever, stops a rape and things like, I just killed this fucking woman?
Look, I can sort of imagine him accidentally killing a rapist in the course of beating him. But I can't imagine him then turning on the rape victim and saying, you're going to see what I can tell.
Oh, you going to tell the commissioner about me? Oh, you bitch. You're going to fucking talk. I can tell. I know who talks. Like Joker, I can tell the squealers. He looks at it like the Joker. I know the squealers when I see him. She's like, no. Oh, thank you. And he starts beating her to death.
This is what probably happened, right? Like they beat him up, and then they went back to the girl to brag.
Maybe.
Right? They're like, we beat up your rapist. She's like, oh, like they're gonna be able to find out that you did that. It's like if he calls the police, you guys could go to jail. They're like, what are you saying? You're going to rat on us?
Right. Well, that's her. Look, I want to show you a picture of these guys. Look at these guys.
Sure.
So would you say that to these guys? I want to tell you something. In a future world or an alternate world, if this happens, God forbid, and these guys tell you something like that, you just go, dang, you guys are great men. They're I mean, I don't, they just look, they have these 2, mean-looking white guys with, neck tattoos, and I don't know if it's a tear. I don't know. I don't know how to read tattoos anymore. But these don't seem like guys who just have a fucking really cool Batman tattoo or a Spider-Man. I've seen people, these tattoos look more menacing.
Right.
So I wouldn't tell, if they beat up my rapist,
right.
I wouldn't be like, oh, what did you idiots do? Now they're going to track us down. Just fucking thank them. Maybe make them a fucking tart, like a lemon tart. Or something, or cheese Danish.
All right.
You know how to bake a cheese Danish?
I don't, but I would learn.
Learn for in these moments. You can go, well, you guys did a great thing. We got nothing to worry about now. Let me make you a cheese Danish and some coffee. Fucking, I'm gonna keep, and then we'll enjoy ourselves. This is a great night. And you think to yourself about how that these knuckleheads might have fucking initiated something.
And then you actually do rat on them. You go,
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long you go to jail for beating up a guy, but it's you probably get out in enough time to kill this woman.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
I have a feeling that there's more to the story than
there
that.
has to be, I would imagine. I mean, this is USA Today, right? Or People Magazine. What is People Magazine doing telling this story? I thought they interviewed like fucking, Taylor Swift and gave you tips on how to cinch your belly or something. How to cut that waistline in 6 weeks. 2 men literally beat up woman's rapist and then kill her. Like, this is not People Magazine demographic. What is happening over at People Magazine?
Yeah, I don't know if People Magazine is known for hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah, this is just some fucking. They send some fucking dope who usually makes here's a recipe for raspberry bars, and why don't you cover the rape story?
Yeah, they're not gonna go this is actually part of an ongoing gang feud that the U.S. the FBI has been tracking for years. They're gonna go. They're just no, it's okay. Life is weird.
They probably went to the court one time, and the guy from Highlights magazine was there. He was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I think it's probably not even true. It's probably the guy. She's probably the husband of the guy who they beat up, or she's the wife, or whatever." Right. And they just fucking completely botched the story. They were trying to help her. I bet she was raped, and she asked these 2 men for help, and then she ratted. It doesn't even make sense. As I'm saying, it's still how can you fuck this up? This doesn't make any sense to me. Well, I wish everyone involved the best. I guess she's dead though, so I can't wish her the best.
No, you can't wish anyone involved the best, really.
Can't wish the rapist. If he, I'm assuming he did it. Let's hope he did it.
How is it
that for the sake of he got brutally beaten for no reason otherwise.
Right.
So I mean they were almost there. They were almost heroes.
Yeah, almost heroes.
I mean, they tell you that you don't want to go to fucking jail for rape or child molestation because they'll prison justice. But I feel like I always suspected it was more like that. It was all just a malaise of violence. You might get killed. The guy who killed Jeffrey Dahmer didn't do it because he killed a bunch of people and ate them. He fucking did it because he gave him the wrong look in the library or something, or cut him in the lunch line or some shit. Right. So he beat him with a fucking broom handle to death.
No, these guys are probably just dumb.
Don't say that. They might be fans. Look, these guys mean business. Don't fucking go. I am not questioning their intelligence. They had their reasons. Maybe we don't know the whole story. As far as I'm concerned, they're Batman in training. Next time, maybe they won't kill the victim.
When I imagine these 2 men interacting with anyone, I just imagine Robert De Niro in Raging Bull. You sucked his dick.
Yeah, I sucked his dick. It's the greatest scene ever.
That is a good scene. That exchange alone makes it a good scene.
If you haven't seen Raging Bull, go watch. I don't have to explain Raging Bull to anyone.
Yeah,
you sucked his dick. Oh yeah, I'm sucking his dick. You sucked his dick. He's just you can tell his nose is all pushed in, he's blood's not getting into his brain, or too much blood's getting into his brain.
He just doesn't process sarcasm anymore.
He goes and beats up Joe Pesci. Right for Joe Pesci threatens his own kid with a knife. If you don't stop touching that butter, I'm gonna stab you in the eye. And then that's vigilante justice. Yeah. Anyway,
do you want to talk about? Should we talk about?
Well, we'll leave that. I mean, we're.
Yeah, we'll maybe bring this up next time. We watched a movie.
We'll bring it up on the Patreon.
We'll bring it up on the Patreon.
This is, I'm not trying to gate, money. What's the word? Money gate?
Yeah, but
I'm not trying to paywall content here, but we're running up the clock.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry we spent so much time talking about Batman. Or Batmen.
Talking about these brave Batmen.
Do you think this is going to spark a resurgence of vigilantism? Was it ever really vigilante? I mean, Bernie Goetz wasn't really a vigilante either. Bernie Goetz was the man who shot 4 black kids on the subway.
Wait, who is that again?
Bernie Goetz, the subway vigilante, they called him.
Oh, right. But then he turned out to be really racist too, right?
Yeah. Well, I watched the documentary last year. He's definitely. It's complicated. I think it's safe to say he was definitely racist, but I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. We should rewatch the Netflix thing and then talk about him next time, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a whole bunch of layers. It's like, well, first he was a hero, and then he said some racist stuff, and then in the documentary, people going like, well, like he got beat up by a bunch of people, so maybe he wasn't like, saying that. I don't know. Point is, he was supposed to be the vigilante, but he turned out he just,
Vigilantes never live up to their name.
Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, why can't a billionaire just do the job? They have the money. Bruce Wayne does it. Why can't fucking... I mean, I'm not... Elon Musk wants to think he's Batman. But, like, why isn't Warren Buffett just old Dairy Queen Warren Buffett? Imagine if he was just beating up rape victims. He's going roaming Omaha looking for... He's just paying people to rape people. I could picture him paying men to rape women so he could, like, stop it. like fucking, like Back to the Future. Hey, you get your hands off her. He's eating Dairy Queen.
Right. Where can they find us?
In the fucking dump, in the garbage can. Where can they find you, Lucie?
Oh, on Twitter at Lucie_Rohan. And why don't you give your...
At Rate Kump everywhere. Remember, you can sign up for the Patreon, get an extra episode every week. Link in the bio. And have a great week.